College Success Arizona presents Scholar Interviews. The following interview features Eaton.
I was born in Nogales, Arizona, and I was raised in Nogales, Arizona. I've lived there my entire life until I came to college.
What was it like growing up in Nogales?
I really like Nogales. It's a small town. There's not much to do there, so, I didn't do much when I was growing up except play outside and watch movies with my mom and my sister. I really liked it, though, looking back, because I feel like it's a relatively safe town, despite what the news says about all the drug cartels and stuff, but I was never really in the middle of that. I never saw any of it. I never heard about any of it, so until I came to college, I didn't realize that Nogales was that kind of town, but I really enjoyed living there and growing up there, and also, now that I'm here, I realize how much stuff there is to do, but I didn't realize it before, so I didn't feel like I missed out on anything.
How old are you now? Where are you attending school? And what is your course of study?
I'm 20 years old, and I'm attending the University of Arizona, and I'm studying mathematics with an emphasis in computer science, so it's math in the computer science track. And I'm pursuing a minor in computer science as well, and I already have finished the requirements for the minor in Spanish.
Where are you in college? Junior, senior, sophomore, freshman?
Oh, I'm a junior, yeah.
So you expect to graduate when?
I expect to graduate May 2017, hopefully, if I stay on track.
And you're hoping to get a bachelor's degree in mathematics?
Yeah, that's right, a Bachelor of Science.
Most people don't like math and they run from it. Sounds like you're running toward it.
Yeah, I have always been really good at math, and people always tell me that, why would I do math? It's scary, and it sounds crazy, and yeah, it's a little crazy, but I still enjoy it, and I always wanted to do something difficult. I originally, my freshman year, started out as engineering, but realized it wasn't for me at all. And then my academic advisor, kind of convinced me to add a math major as a double major with my engineering. And then when I realized that engineering wasn't my thing, I just dropped the engineering one and stuck with the math one. And I've stuck it out since then.
And what do you hope to do as a career?
I'm actually a little bit iffy on that. So since I've recently added the computer science minor, I also really enjoy computer science and programming and that kind of stuff. So I'm hoping to either go into a field where I can use my computer science skills, such as like working for Google or Amazon or Intel, some kind of company that would allow me to use those skills. But on the other hand, I also recently got a job as a peer advisor about a year ago. And I really enjoy it, and I've already talked to Matt about it. He probably hasn't mentioned it yet, but I've also been considering going down the path of advising, being an advisor, an academic advisor, a college advisor, anything like that. So I have two very different options in my hands here.
And you mentioned Matt. That's Matt Sotelo, your success advisor through College Success Arizona?
Yeah, that's right.
Matt has worked with you throughout your college experience as an advisor and mentor?
He has. Actually, he started the year that I started, so my cohort will be his first graduating seniors, and so it's been a journey, and he's been a really great advisor, helped me out a lot, and listens to my problems.
So he offers you sort of an ear and some guidance because he's fully aware of the college experience, acts sort of as a big brother or coach?
Yeah, exactly. And he'll tell me if I'm struggling in a class, he'll say, it's okay, go talk to the professors, and he'll just kind of give me guidance. And then he also, it's not just superficial, which I appreciate about these college success coaches, advisors, because I've had other advisors, and they've just kind of, this is what you need to do, and that's it. But I feel like Matt cares more because he actually asked me about my family. He asks me about my schooling. He tries to help me as much as he possibly can, and I just think that's really great.
When did you first learn of College Success Arizona?
So I was in the MESA club in Nogales, which is the Mathematics, Engineering, Science Achievement Club. It was mostly an engineering club where students build like a project and then they go to state competition and display their project, and it's really fun. It was fun. I was in it 3 years of my high school, and I was president of the club my senior year of high school. And my teacher, who was the coordinator of the club, sort of, and also my favorite teacher happened to be, but he encouraged me to apply to the scholarship that I was eligible for through MESA. So I did apply, and it ended up being the College Success Arizona, and that was a really big blessing. So,
how has the scholarship helped you to limit or avoid student debt?
So it's helped me avoid student debt completely so far, but it just would not have been possible for me to go to college without it at all. I come from a very low-income family. My mom is a single mother, and she raised me and my sister, 2 daughters, by herself. And she told us from the get-go that if we wanted to go to college, we had to pay for it ourselves, and with full scholarships or working or with loans. And so we worked hard to do well in school so that we could get full rides. And I did. I worked hard, and I ended up getting this scholarship as well as a few other scholarships provided by the University of Arizona. That has made it possible for me to stay in college and pay for it, because otherwise it would not have been possible at all.
And how has college changed your life or changed you as a person, in the sense that maybe it made you more confident?
I definitely feel more grown up. After attending college, it's made my shell a little harder. I feel like now that I've been in college, I've definitely failed a couple times, but I realize now that it's okay as long as I keep getting up and keep trying harder. School is not easy anymore, so I have to stick with it, and I have to keep trying and try harder and harder and persevere. And it's changed me to be a more determined person. I've definitely experienced a lot of other things here, both academically and personally, that have just made me a better person, in my opinion.
And it sounds like you mentioned earlier in the conversation that you have a couple of career paths that you're considering. One would be to mentor students like Matt Sotella has mentored you. The other would be possibly a career with in technology or computer science with Google or Apple or somebody like that. And one sounds very fulfilling. The other sounds like it could have, that would be on a personal level, mentoring. But then the other one sounds like it could be lucrative. Is that kind of what you're facing? One's like a money option and one is more of a passion play?
Yeah, and that's the struggle. Do I go with something that I'm passionate about? Do I go with something that I'm okay with but makes more money? And so that's the option I'm faced with here.
You know what? And that's never easy. If that happens now or 20 years from now, that's always a tough choice to make, because you're rewarded in different ways, right?
Absolutely.
And when you look back at your childhood, what were the biggest challenges for you?
Oh, where do I begin? Like I said, my mother was a single mother. My biological father abandoned the family when I was 3 years old. Haven't seen him since, haven't heard from him, haven't received any kind of monetary or emotional support from him. It was just my mom, my sister, and I for a very long time. You know, that was really difficult, and we didn't have a lot of stuff growing up. But we had each other, so that was perfectly fine with us. But she always pushed us to do well in school, and she always supported us, and she even worked a part-time job so that she could spend a lot of time with us. So I always appreciated that, because I never realized that she was giving up a full-time job and maybe a little more money to help raise us, but she wanted to spend time with us, and she didn't want to give up time with us in order to have that extra income. So she worked a part-time job, and that was really special. And also, So she did get remarried when I was about 11 years old, and that was really nice for a while. But then when I was 13, my stepsister passed away in a terrible accident, and that really took a toll on all of us. It made high school really hard for me because I was coming into high school. When it happened, it was the summer right before my freshman year, and I came into high school with no friends, and nobody really knew that she was my stepsister, and people would talk about it all the time in front of me, and it just made it really hard emotionally. But I was able to still do well academically somehow and push through, and a lot of times I think of doing well for her, for my stepsister Sophia. And yeah, so that's been the journey.
Well, it sounds like you were faced with a lot of challenges and some tragedy at a young age, and you've overcome that. What do you say to young people who are considering college? Advice?
Well, definitely it's not easy. People might make it seem easy with the partying and the fun times, and college is the best time of your life, and maybe for some people it is the best time of your life. But if you're serious about your career, if you're serious about wanting to grow as a person and mature, then it's going to be hard, and there's going to be hard times and there's going to be fun times, and it's definitely something you have to be prepared for mentally, and it's okay to fail, but just get back up and keep trying. I guess another thing I'd like to say is, freshman year for me was really hard because I got homesick, and that's okay because it happens to a lot of people. But just knowing that the school provides, or the university provides, a number of resources such as mental health resources or advisors and that kind of stuff, they're all there to be utilized, and they should be used. So, yeah, that's what I'd say.
Thank you for the interview, Eaton, and for working so hard to make a difference in our community.